Aloha everyone, Amir here. I've spent the last few months shooting real projects with Insta360 cameras, and I realize that most people aren't getting the best results out of them. So today I'll show you 6 real shots in the exact setups that I used that made the difference. Let's start with video 1. That video is created using the X5 camera with the backpack mount. This is one of the coolest mounts that Insta360 carries for the X5, and it'll fit on nearly any backpack. You can adjust the angle of the stick as well to make it more overhead or directly behind you. Since the X5 stitching hides the stick, the camera looks like it's floating in midair, creating that really cool third-person video game look. With that being said, let's cue video 2.
I like this.
All of the photos you saw in that reel were captured on the Ace Pro 2. I honestly couldn't believe how good the quality was, especially underwater. But now this camera is a go-to for photography for me. I highly recommend switching the file type to RAW so that you capture as much quality as possible, and you can color grade it how you like. There's more flexibility in editing this way, but if your goal is just to point and shoot in post, use the regular file type, which applies auto color settings to give you a finished look straight from the camera. Insta360 does a great job with auto settings underwater, so I like to keep it on auto. Let's get into video 3. That footage was all captured with the X5 camera using the invisible dive case plus the invisible selfie stick. This dive case has completely changed the underwater game because now you can capture high quality video in 360, so you never miss a shot. It's very easy to set up and use, and with the included weight, it's effortless to swim with. Before you go diving, you want to check 2 things. 1, turn dive case mode on. This allows the 2 side camera buttons to act as your on and off and record buttons. 2 is to make sure that you insert the fog strips, because this will prevent the case from fogging up, which is essential in the tropics. All that said, let's dive into the next video. That cliff dive gets more scary each time I watch it. But that video was captured on the X5 with the extended selfie stick. This extended selfie stick has become an essential for me because since it can extend 3 meters, I can stay further away from the action, which in this particular case was essential since I didn't want to be next to the water while the wave hit the rocks. I also made sure to film in 5.7K 60 frames per second, so I had the option of slowing down the footage in post. The sun kept going in and out, so I left the exposure settings on auto, and it did a great job of keeping the levels perfect. A big tip when filming athletes with this stick is to follow them with the camera as they perform. You get a much cooler perspective this way. Now, let's play video 5. Believe it or not, that footage was all shot on the Go Ultra. And I honestly couldn't believe how good the footage came out, especially on a camera that small. If you're filming with the camera alone, you won't have a preview screen. So I highly recommend setting up your single press and double press settings. If you're using the dive case, however, you'll have your screen. I use the selfie stick, which helps keep the camera steady underwater while swimming. Also, if you're shooting with the camera alone, I recommend using the Aqua lens, which replaces the original lens for optimal underwater footage. Now, let's play the last video. This footage was all shot on the Ace Pro 2. Since the depth rating is 12 meters, I didn't need a water housing. I filmed in auto settings and the footage came out absolutely incredible. Make sure you lock your screen so your settings don't change, and always rinse the camera when you're done snorkeling. I really enjoyed putting this together using Insta360 cameras. The creative freedom with these cameras is unreal. There's so many ways to use them and their mounts, and I'm always experimenting with new ideas. If you're shooting with Insta360 and you want to learn something specific, comment what you'd like us to break down next, and we'll make our next video for most common questions.